What is going on, everybody? We are less than Fred Rouse days away from the 2020 season opener, the beginning of the Mike Norvell era. Florida State taking on Georgia Tech, 3:30 p.m. tomorrow in Doak Campbell Stadium on ABC. I'm just a guy named Aslan, but I got the best guys on the beat with me today. Gene Williams, founder and administrator of Warchant.com, the ultimate Seminole sports source, managing editor Ira Schofel, and the guy who writes columns, Corey Clark. Thanks for being here. Use that promo code WARCHANT30 to join the family if you're not already part of the Ultimate Seminole Sports. Hit the thumbs up button here on YouTube. Maybe even subscribe. Gentlemen, I cheers you all with my tasty protein drink. I'm sure you're all enjoying some better beverages than I am. So I cheers to you all. We made it. Never in doubt, right?
Cheers, guys. And
you did it.
Tomorrow to be Jay Sean Corbin days away.
There we go.
That's right.
I was actually thinking about it, man. When we first started doing these, what a dark time it was.
It was. There was nothing happy about those happy hours.
We were doing our best. We were wallowing in our hops and barley.
Yeah, Phil knows of the deal. All right, Ira. So probably 24 hours from now, what's the headline you think you'll be working on as we hit halftime?
Well, Corey will get mad at me if I start writing my game story at halftime.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
I'm jinxing something. But I think it's going to be a workmanlike performance for the Noles. I think it's businesslike. They brought their lunch pails. They borrowed their lunch pail from my man at Virginia Tech, who's retired now. What do you think? Where do you think that is these days?
They still have it. They brought it to the ACC kickoff 2 years ago.
That's right.
but he retired now.
Yeah, what's his name? Bud Foster retired.
Yeah. So he retired. Do you think he took it with him?
No, I think he left it. I think they still use that's just part of the deal when you're a Virginia Tech defensive coordinator now. Is you gotta chug out trudge out that old creepy.
They should get what.
Box.
I always envisioned Bud Foster sitting there, his mantle over his fireplace in that old lunchbox sitting there. They had to bring like a Yeti cooler out now, modernize things.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a business-like, workman-like effort for the Noles. I was thinking, I was in Gainesville when Spurrier first got there, and their first game was against, Akron or somebody, and they scored 52-7 or something. I don't think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be more. I think Florida State's going to win, but I don't think it's going to be a crazy score. Anybody else?
Well, they didn't like my score prediction. I got a few people just calling me out on that. I think at first game it's going to be a little sloppy. They're going to play it close to the vest, and Florida State should win. But I think there's people like, oh, you're wrong. It's going to be 40-3. It'd be great if it was, but I can't see it.
People are really we get those messages all the time on Wake Up Warchant about people are predicting 38-10 and 45-17, and I want to be like, guys, I love the optimism. Really, it's great. It's a new day, but you've seen this team. They don't blow out ACC opponents. If they can go from what they've been the last 3 years to in the first game blowing out an ACC opponent by 3 or 4 scores, that will say a lot about Mike Norvell, because that's not part of this team's identity at all. None of the guys on this roster, I don't know if they've ever been in a game where they blew out an ACC opponent.
All right.
I like the way Corey stopped himself from saying DNA, Aslan.
Yeah, right.
I was expecting it.
DNA, man, that winning DNA, they're lacking.
It was I just looked it up. It wasn't Akron.
Who was it?
Crazy. Take another guess. It's a real school.
San Jose State.
Oklahoma State.
No, was it really?
Yeah.
Really?
But back
beat them
then
50-7.
But back then they were terrible.
Well, it was the year after Barry Sanders. They weren't terrible in 1990.
Mike Gundy was still just a child.
I think Mike Gundy was the quarterback.
He wasn't a man yet.
No, he wasn't. He was in his 20s.
He was not a man. All right. With that said, also just a reminder, folks, tomorrow the pregame show will be airing right here on YouTube on Warchant TV with Jeff Cameron and Tom Lang from ESPN Tallahassee. It starts at 1:30, takes you all the way up into kickoff. And then 10 minutes after the game, our own Gene Williams, along with Tom Lang, will host a post-game call-in show. Same phone number right here on YouTube as well. So we got you covered the entire way. Myself, Corey, and Ira will mask it up, keep our distance in the press box at Doak Campbell, and cover the game for you. So we are looking forward to it. So with that said, gentlemen, let's go ahead and open up the call lines, and let's take our first caller of the evening. Welcome on in to the happy hour here on warchant.com. Who's this and where are you calling us from?
Aslan.
There he is.
And Corey Clark and Ira Schofel.
What's up, man?
It's Gator Kirk.
There we go.
What's up, buddy?
How you guys doing? It's VB, Virginia Beach, baby, 757. I tried to change. I just to say I didn't go in and I wanted to change my name just to G Kirk, but I have no idea how to change that on my profile. So that way it won't upset some of these people. But maybe next year when I re-up, I'll be able to do that.
Yeah, you switch it up to another username.
Man, I got my jersey ready tomorrow. I got my dog's jersey and her bandana and my new shoes and all of that.
Let's go. Come on, G. Feel it, man. Feel it.
Yeah, but Gator Kirk, do the jerseys have the white numbers on them? I want to make sure we get that right.
Her jersey has the black one.
Good time.
DJ Manuel from a while, I believe his has the white one, and I think it's a Dalvin Cook from last year, and that's an all black too. So that doesn't have the thing that.
Oh, the all black jerseys. All right.
Very well. What's on your mind, G?
I don't really know if I have a question. I just want to call in and I mean I can ask the question.
No,
you got a score prediction for us?
Who do you think is going to get the first sack this year?
Josh Kane.
The first sack.
Josh Kane.
Amari Gaynor. I'm going to say Amari Gaynor.
I'm going to go long shot here. Big Coop.
Wow.
It'll be like the second of his career.
I like that.
I'll go with somebody different. I'll go with Janaris. But here's the thing, Gator Kirk. I wanted to say, you don't even need to ask a question because to me, like I said at the beginning, I was thinking back to the dark times when we started these happy hours, and you were with us from the beginning. I feel like, like when you're stuck on an elevator with somebody or something, or you're at an airport waiting on a plane for 6 hours with somebody, we have some sort of common bond now where, man, you're just part of the crew. You've been here since day one of the happy hours.
You've been in the trenches with us.
Yes.
Yeah. You've been in the trenches with us for 5 months.
I kind of feel that way too. And I told Kat today, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to call. I don't really have a question. I'm like, now I feel obligated to call.
Yeah, you have to, man. The first week anyway.
I'm just like, it's like, it's almost like expected now. So
it is.
But I mean, no, I appreciate it. I mean, I didn't know there were so many Knowles outlets out there until like November or so. And you guys were the first one I joined, and I'm part of another one. But I mean, I try to listen to all that stuff, and you guys are by far, superior than anyone else. I mean, I know. I mean, I do like Seminole headlines, and I know two of you are part of that. But I mean, just the interaction, how you treat the people, and just your voices on there, you can tell you really care. Some of them, their voices on the other ones, they're just kind of blah. I mean, they might give good content, but I mean, you guys are the real deal. So I'm, when my membership expires, I think it's November or maybe December or something. I'm definitely joining. So
you better re-up, buddy.
We appreciate it, man.
So no, I mean, you guys really, you treat everyone with decency and respect, and I'm sure when I first called in the first time, or or like, oh, who's this guy? Is he gonna pull some prank or something? But I can guarantee you, there's no prank here. So.
If only I could get Corey to start treating me with respect, then we'd be.
That ain't happen. I know him too well.
All right, G, give us your score prediction, man.
Oh man, I think it's going to be big. I went on the over on that, whatever it was, 51.5. I think once we put our foot on their neck, we're not going to let up like we did against Boise and Virginia next year. So last year, I think I'm going to say 48-7.
Ooh, let's go, man.
I mean, you can't stop the defense from scoring. I mean,
that's true. That's true.
I think we're going to eat them up on defense. I think we're going to, we're just going to tear them up.
All right, buddy. We want to see it. We haven't seen that in a long time.
All right, G, we're gonna grab another caller here, man. We do appreciate you calling in.
Thanks, GK. Enjoy the game.
All right, I appreciate it. Y'all go Knowles, and y'all have a great night, and I appreciate all you do.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Take care. Is that the Marcus Allen?
Yeah, he looks a little different.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I was just wondering. But thanks to.
Sorry, Ira. Go ahead.
I was going to say we got a tip while you were.
Brian McMichael, and not Mongo, not Steve McMichael, just Brian McMichael, the younger brother. Appreciate the tip.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you
for watching. We got a caller now. Thanks for hanging tight in there. Hope you enjoyed being able to listen to the show while on hold. We're trying to make things a little bit of a better viewing experience for all you folks. Who's this and where are you calling us from? Oh,
hey guys, it's first time caller. This is Ray Pereira.
Ray!
Hey,
Ray
Ray,
is the man.
Ray, the floor is yours, my man. The floor is yours. You can talk about whatever you want.
Actually, I have a quick statement and then a question for Corey.
Okay.
So my statement is, I know you guys have been trying to figure out, what do we call these things, tips or donations? How about like tomahawks, like the players put on their helmets for
There you go.
they do well, and maybe
Nice.
tomahawks. But
maybe we'll call them Pereiras. Maybe we'll call them Pereiras and we'll just put them on people's helmets. There you go.
The only thing is sometimes I think they give the tomahawks for academic things, and I don't think we're getting those for academic.
No, we're not getting any of that stuff.
Well, listen, my question for Corey is, I know Corey's a big fan of the Eric King. Wanted to know, Corey, what do you think about his performance last night, and should we fear him?
I was not. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't all that impressed with him. I didn't realize that. I read a quote on Twitter. I don't know if his dad recently passed away or is sick, but he had a comment about how it was the toughest game he'd ever played in relation to his dad, and I don't know what the context was. Do you know, Ira?
I think his dad did pass a little while back.
So I mean, that it's hard to judge. First game, new program, and coming off a tragedy and a loss like that. But no, I mean, that wasn't overly impressive. I certainly wasn't impressed with the way he threw the ball. He had one really nice run where he avoided like 2 or 3 guys and had like a 30-yarder. And that's the thing that I think worries you the most about him. But if you keep him contained, which is a big if, I was not overly impressed with him. I'll tell you this though, Ray, I thought he was better than Hornibrook.
Ray, I was curious, Ray, like being in Houston, I'm sure you saw him a lot more than we have. Is that what you expected, or do you think he's better than that?
Well, I mean, he did a great job in Houston, as you know, but I remember Corey saying, well, wait till he starts facing some real competition. So I watched it. I know he's a good runner. I'm not particularly impressed with his passing, like Corey said, but I think once he gets going with that running, it's the only thing that I would be concerned about. But
and I do think didn't they run for like 350 yards or something like that? It's the most they've run for in a game since I think like those Frank Gore people were there. And that does a quarterback like that does help everybody. It helps the running backs because you got to really take the quarterback run seriously. So they're going to have a much better rushing attack because of him. But UAB's got a pretty nice defense, and it's not as good as Florida State's, we don't think, but it'll be interesting in 2 weeks, man, because that will be the best. That will be the most talented defense he might have ever played. So we'll see how he does against that.
My only thought on that was just watching him and listening to his announcers. I don't know if it's because, hey, it's a return of college football that the ACC is actually playing, or if it was the ACC network because they're just going to hype people because they're in the ACC. But they were, I mean, that 12-yard touchdown run or whatever, it's like they were acting like they've never seen a quarterback run for a touchdown. I mean, it was a nice play, but it was like you've seen that a million times. I mean, I don't know what they would have done if they saw Charlie Ward play quarterback or
well, they probably saw Lamar Jackson not too long ago in the ACC. And he was decent.
He was pretty good.
Yeah, it was weird to me that they were so excited. I mean, at halftime they were talking him up like he was a Heisman winner and he had like 100 yards of offense. Anyway, I'm not running the guy down. He's definitely a huge upgrade over what they had last year. But after watching them play last night, I mean, I felt better about Florida State's chances than I did.
Yeah, they weren't incredible. They weren't overly impressive. On either side of the ball, I think Miami got kind of lucky with UAB had some big offensive plays that were called back because of an illegal motion. Wow. So with Ray on the phone.
That's an homage to Ray.
Yeah, Tay Miller just paid homage to you, Ray, with a $50 donation. Tay, you are the best.
With a $50 tomahawk.
The $50 Pereira.
Pereira.
There it is.
I don't even know. There's somebody behind the scenes. There's somebody behind the curtain today running our feed. I'm not even like touching buttons and like things are popping up on the screen.
It's popping up for me today for some reason, Aslan. I don't know why. I've never seen it do that before. But anyway, new. It's cool. I saw that $50. I had to click. I couldn't help it.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think the first game, no one's going to look all that impressive. That's why I really don't care what. I mean, to a certain degree, I want to see Florida State look good and win, but I just win. I mean, it's Al Davis tomorrow. It's just win, baby. I don't think anybody's going to look impressive in the first week. And I do think game reps are going to be so much more valuable than anything you can do in practice. I'm a little bit apprehensive that Miami gets another game while Florida State's kind of going to be sitting on the couch next week. But they'll be playing Louisville. Louisville might thump them and hurt their feelings. So
I was going to say that they might be 1-1 coming into that game.
Yeah. So, but we appreciate the call. Anything else, Ray?
No, just you guys do an awesome job, and I appreciate you taking my call. And go Noles. I like the 27-17, like Aslan said. So I'll stick
Nice.
with
Good.
Thanks so much.
Enjoy
your weekend.
Happy
Thanks,
Friday.
Ray.
Yeah, thank you very, very much, Ray, for everything. You're one of our favorites.
Shout out to Tay Miller. He says 38-14. That would look really good. I don't think there's any way we'd complain about 38-14. That's gorgeous. James B in the house. James B's part of the horn game. He gets the horn. Loves a happy hour. Do us four expect a breakout game from Kane-Do in the first year? Go Warchant, go Noles. Mark, one that does.
Look, man, Georgia Tech's offensive line has been pretty bad. And I think they're starting a true freshman at right tackle. So, you'd like to see it. I'm not saying he's got to have 3 sacks. I'm not saying he's got to go Delaware State on him. Yeah. But you'd like to see something to back up what we've been hearing for the last.
Let me ask you guys, if he were to do that, what would we really don't know how the season's going to play out. We throw different things out. If Kane-Do does go out there, and I know it's a bad offensive line, gets 3-4 sacks and just blows them up, will it change your perspective on what the season could be?
Yes. If they have a dominant defensive end, that makes them. You can't even put a
full win war. That's the war, Corey. It's one full war.
Yeah. So if they have a dominant defensive end to go along with what they have in the middle, that should be maybe the second best defense in the conference, because you know what you got in the backfield. And if you have a strong defensive line with a guy that can get consistent pressure, along with those whoever's playing in the middle, man, that's going to be tough for any offensive line in the country. And J-Rob's not terrible.
No, he's good.
He's a good, solid, serviceable college football player with experience. So you hope he's better too. So you have 2 experienced guys on the edge with NFL guys in the middle. That should be hard for offenses to control.
What do you think? Or did you and Jamie? Oh, there you go.
Wow, Robert Rainey.
Robert Rainey, welcome to the show. Welcome.
People are fired up. We made it, baby. We made it.
Robert's making it rainy.
There we go.
Of course, Cole knowing that horn, man. You're killing him, Aslan.
Yeah, I think we went to Warchant. They said they wanted the Warchant played.
Or Seminole Wind.
James.
Yeah, I don't want the overlords, the YouTube overlords, to come down on us for that.
Yeah. I can play the Warchant for like 5 seconds, and I got to dump out of it so we don't get in trouble.
But thank you very much, Robert. That's awesome. That's really nice. And Tay, and James. James is always there. We don't ever overlook James because he's always there, man, and he's awesome too. But thank you very much.
I think James has to take us out on his boat for a little Warchant tour. We do one on the water. What do you think, guys? A happy hour out there?
No, if it's not like in the middle, if it's deep sea, no chance. I'll just be throwing up the whole time.
So, Corey, you don't like to fly and you don't like to go in boats either.
I like boats. I just don't like going too far out where it's choppy. I don't have the best constitution, Gene. I don't know if you knew that about me, but I don't have a great constitution, and that wouldn't be a great happy hour if I'm just leaning out of frame to yak.
All right.
Okay, go ahead. You got a call?
You're fine. You're fine. You can listen to us on hold. It's fine, man. We're not beholden so much these days.
No, I was going to tell a story about me puking on a boat. I think we'd all.
Nobody needs to hear that. Nobody needs to hear that.
You can tell it, Ira. I got one too, man. We can go.
No, let's go to the call. Let's go to the phone lines.
Let's go to the phone lines. 850-805-5911. Here's our next caller. Welcome on in to the Warchant.com happy hour. Who's this and where are you calling us from?
This is Wes calling from the Villages, Florida.
Oh, the
Villages. Nice.
Oh, what's going on, Wes?
Oh, not a whole lot. Happy Friday. Cheers, guys.
Indeed.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Hey, Corey, my wife is from Buford, and I understand that's your neck of the woods.
It is. That is my address. That's one of my addresses. I have many, Wes. But yes, I grew up in Norcross, which is close to Buford. And now the house I have up there is in Buford.
Nice. It's pretty. I got a chance to go up there and visit, and man, it's really pretty up there. Really nice.
In the high school, I don't know if you've seen the high school, but it is unbelievable.
Yes, I have. Yeah, I got a chance to see it, and that is insanity. My sister-in-law is an art teacher there on the campus, and it's just it's insane. It's
and people, amazing. I know you don't want to hear about Buford High School if you're watching a Florida State happy hour, but go online, do yourself a favor, and just look up Buford High School. It's incredible, that campus. It's unbelievable.
The house that Lauren Sam built, right?
Yeah, the house that Lauren and PK Sam built. That's right.
Oh yeah. All right. What's on your mind, Wes?
So question for the group. Part of me says Norvell is going to be somewhat conservative to start the game, but how cool would it be for him to roll out there? And of course, my question is kind of a two-parter. Does he come out and on the first play from scrimmage, try to air it out to either Thompson or Terry, A, and B, who do we think is going to score the first touchdown of the Norvell era?
Gene, you want to start us off here?
Yeah, boy, that's a great question. I'm gonna go with our man Jay Sean. I'm gonna say they're gonna do that. I don't think he's gonna air it out much. I really think they're gonna try to run the ball. This is gonna be a conservative game plan. Look, Georgia Tech has an awful offense. Florida State, we think, has a really good defense. You play conservative, you get the W. You run the ball as much as you can. Rely on your special teams and defense. So I'm putting my money on Jay Sean. What do you guys think?
I might go with Keyshawn Helton, my man.
Really?
They're going to be double teaming Tamorian. Warren's going to have a lot of attention. Keyshawn's going to slip through there and find an open seam. Jay Black's going to put it on him, and 6 points.
Well, looks like Blevins is picking Warren Thompson there.
My choice is always Tamari and Terry for everything when it comes to this. But if I wanted to go on a limb a little bit and not go with the obvious choice, I like Cam McDonald on a little play action in the red zone. That's my choice. I like the tight end over the middle in a little play action scenario. I don't know if he'll be conservative. I don't know if you'd even call it conservative. This is what he believes in. It's not like, let's just play conservative and run the ball a lot and hope to grind out a win. He runs the ball a lot because he wants to run the ball a lot. And so he's hoping by the third, fourth quarter, you're ripping off big chunks of yardage. But I do think it is imperative that they give James Blackman some confidence. And I don't know that just throwing the ball 15 times is going to do that. So they're going to throw the ball a little bit, but hopefully they're safe throws. And by safe throws, not crazy stuff over the middle. Throwing it deep isn't an unsafe throw if you're throwing it to Marion Terry or Warren Thompson. So I think you'll see some of that as well.
I'm going to go off the board. I'm going to pick Pokey. I think they will run first play from scrimmage. I think they'll run. I remember watching that UCF game, and good grief, I literally think they might have gone to the fourth quarter before they actually threw on first down. Now, they were in control for most of that game back in 2018. But, yeah, I mean, they run first. They run to set everything up, it seems like. So I would expect a run. I'll say Pokey first touchdown, though.
Who's your call for the touchdown, Wes?
I hate to pick the obvious like Corey, but, I mean, I want to just see Terry just blaze right past. It doesn't matter who they got out there. I don't care if that DB that's going to be on him doesn't have a chance. I think what I'd like to see is Blackman to Terry, but I have a feeling it's probably going to be a running touchdown, something, easy to get him into the flow of the game. But, man, would it be great to see just kind of like that first game of the college season, that touchdown pass on the first play. Like, I just envision Blackman hitting Terry, and then the season just takes off from there. I think it's more hopes and dreams, but it's not impossible.
It's not.
What if it's a kick return for a touchdown? Those might start happening again, Wes.
Say it one more time.
You were saying, what about if they run a kick return for a touchdown?
Well, and see, that's the whole point. I think with the because he likes to put the best guys out there and not shy away and be aggressive. It would not surprise me to see a kickoff or a punt return. Could be Travis Jay, could be the first one.
Imagine the buzz if that happens. Imagine if he returns a punt for a touchdown. The Travis Jay hype would get out of hand. Yeah. But that'd be okay.
Yeah, that would be a good problem to have.
Endless possibilities of how it could go to and play out. I think that's what's exciting.
It's a good roster for sure. Thanks, Wes. Appreciate the call, man.
Thanks, Wes.
For the time, and go Noles. Subscribe to Warchant. Eat your Zaxby's.
That's right.
There you go. Good work, Wes. Good work.
Hey, do you guys remember? Take care. Hey, do you guys remember early in camp, somebody asked Norvell, like, who's working at fullback? And he went through a couple guys, and then he kind of like, it's like, yeah, we've got some other guys working there. He kind of had like a sly grin. Any chance we get a Marvin Wilson touchdown this year at some point?
As a fullback?
Any chance?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That would be pretty cool.
Maybe not a Marvin Wilson, but maybe like
How
a
about
Corey
Cooper?
Burden or a Robert Cooper. Somebody
Robert
like that.
Cooper.
I definitely think he'll put somebody like that in the backfield.
Remember that sweet hippo package, 18 against Clemson?
Yeah, they had no answer for it.
Or actually, it was like the week after Clemson. Clemson scored on us with like what Christian Wilkins or whatever, and then we come back. We're like, yeah, look what Walt Bell's got in his bag of tricks.
We should be doing that and laying odds on the first touchdown. What odds do you think Cooper gets to score the first touchdown? What odds did you put down on there? 100 to 1?
Yeah, at least
200 to 1?
Yeah, maybe 100. Yeah.
Corey just stepped away, fiddle griddle. We'll see if we can pin him back.
That I guess that upset him.
Yeah. You for $10 though, you do get a shout out. You do get a shout out. It's the way it works. Sorry, just the way it works. You guys, I'm sure on the post game calling show, Gene will have something cooler.
We got to do something different. We can't do the horn.
Yeah.
I guess maybe Swolno can give us a recommendation, something other than music, because again, we're going to play it Pat too long. We're going to get shut down.
Corey, Fiddle Griddle wants to know how your dinner was last night.
I don't know if you can still hear us. He's having his headphones in. He's getting his headphones in.
I mean, take
That's
your
how
time.
we do it, man. This is pro level stuff here.
Take your time, Corey.
Sorry, guys. I had to plug my computer and it was about to die. Fiddle Griddle. So next time, obviously, come say hi. Don't make eye contact. Don't stay long. But if you just want to say hey, I would
bow.
That's fine. Yeah, you can bow. That's fine. I really do appreciate that. And we appreciate the donation. But Ira, I was going to say, guess what kind of sandwich I had at that establishment?
A grilled chicken sandwich?
A Monte Cristo.
No.
First time since the Bennigan's days.
And you ordered it and paid for it yourself. You didn't.
I did. I didn't just steal it off somebody else's plate. Man, those things are. I ate like a quarter of one. Still, you can't eat them.
Aren't they better though? Kind of when you're stealing them from somebody else's plate.
Yeah, they taste so much better, Ira. They taste so much better when you've stolen them off somebody's plate unknowingly.
Oh boy.
But thank you, Fiddle. Thank you very much, man.
Back to Blevins. He's bullish on Warren Thompson. Asks who the surprise performers are. Also makes it a small request for Corey and Ira to battle in arm wrestling live on the stream at some point.
That's what we'll do. If they cancel the season, we'll start doing arm wrestling.
Every Friday night we'll have arm wrestling. It's arm wrestling night on Warchant. And it's like best out of 21. It's not just going to be one time. We're going to do it for an hour and a half, just straight up. Over the top. Did y'all saw that? I hope.
Sylvester Stallone, of course.
Yeah,
man.
it was great.
The problem is I'm the worst loser in the world, and if you beat me, I would grab a chair or something. Like it would.
I don't think I could beat you, man. Your arm's too big. I can't get that thing down.
Guys, if there's no season, let's just do an Olympics. We'll do arm wrestling, tennis, ping pong, horseshoes.
Yeah,
those all sound fine. A lawn Olympics.
Yeah, croquet.
Bernardo Green is a starter. Would he be a surprise performer in the opener if he's out there like rattling some people's cages and stuff?
I think for most fans, for most people, not like the team, but I think for most people, yeah. Okay. I mean, we would if Bernardo Green had 2 picks, that would be a big deal. Like we would.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm not saying 2 picks. I'm saying like maybe if he goes out there has a pick and
7 tackles.
Who's doing all this?
Ray is back. All right. Well, Ray has spoken. We're keeping the horn. Absolutely.
Shot.
The king came back for his corner. That was big time, Ray. That was big time, buddy.
Ray got to let him know who's on these streets, man. Ray, let him know, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Ray. We not take for granted. I promise you we don't. Same with James. I'll give every week, and we really, really do appreciate it.
Ray's like, my man's going to try to drop a 50 while I'm on the phone.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, what
take that kindly.
Swolno wants to arm wrestle me, but I'm not.
Oh, yeah. I would pay to watch that now. That would be fun. That would be
You
fun.
get to use 2 arms, though, Aslan.
Like when I was a kid.
Still would lose.
Yeah, like when I was a kid with my dad and I would use 2 arms.
Yeah, you stand up and like yank it like a lever. Yeah.
Even then, I think I'm taking Swolno, Aslan. Sorry, buddy.
There we go. We got another score prediction. Marianne Elizabeth says 31-10. I like that. That's. I
mean, if it's anything close to that, just think of the momentum that would. I don't even know if momentum is the right word. Just the good feelings, vibes around a program again. If they can beat a team by 21 points, it has been so long.
Let's go back to the phone lines here. Let's take our call. They've been waiting for 15 minutes. Look at that. the unconquered spirit again in our fans, hanging tight on the phone line. Thanks for hanging tight. Who's this and where are you calling us from?
This is Drew from Valdosta, man.
Drew from
229.
Valdosta.
Hey, Drew.
100%.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
229.
Class of 2010, Greg Reed, Shelby Smith, went to high school with both of them.
All right.
Nice.
Just a couple quick statements. One, Corey, are we going to see this wig via Twitter or the post-game interview? Are you going to keep it on, or?
I don't. You'll definitely see it on Twitter, and then I feel like when we do our post-game interview or our post-game wrap-up, or wherever that's from, if it's from the roof or from this field or your house,
We got to figure it out.
I'll have the wig on for that as well. But I'm going to wear it throughout the game. It'll be on the entire time I'm in the press box. So you'll probably see it from multiple people taking pictures of me. But yes, I'll have it on my Twitter feed for sure. And then check out the post-game show. Now, look, if they lose. If Florida State loses to Georgia Tech, I guess I'll still wear it, but I think people will be like, dude, take that stupid thing off. I'm not in the mood. But I don't know, man, because we're still watching football. Even if they lose tomorrow, we still got to cover and watch a college football game. So I'll probably still wear it even if they lose, but hopefully that's not an issue.
Hey, Drew, was Gerald Demps really good in high school? Because I know he didn't do a whole lot here.
Man, Gerald, I think 247 had him as a 4-star. Him and Greg were real close. I played up to my sophomore year, but unfortunately, I had other things on my mind and didn't focus on sports like I should have.
Yeah,
but
we don't blame you.
We did. But Gerald was good. He was smart. He was more. A lot of people wouldn't think he was great in the classroom. Man, he was great around the team. He was just the guy
Good kid.
Around. Greg was a little bit more, I don't want to say wild, but
Greg was a different personality, man. We all saw it. What about it? Wasn't Tyler Hunter a part of those teams too?
He's a little younger, right?
Tyler was. Yeah, Tyler was. Me and Tyler are still close. One of my best friends actually hangs out with him all the time, and I still see Tyler today, man. It's crazy how much talent that Coach McPherson has sent out of that school. Right. He hired last year. They got a new coach. Breaking news: Valdosta, the Wildcats actually canceled their game with Tift County. The Tift County coach came down with COVID. They canceled.
That's right. I saw that.
Geez.
Their Tift County coach has COVID and the flu. He's got them both.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
He's in the hospital.
I didn't even know you could get the flu right now.
Yeah, real quick, just a statement, man. Last year it was hard for me to watch some of these games due to the I don't want to say the play calling, but just the way Willie handled things with the timeout on the 4th down punt, the 1 yard line. You don't challenge the play call. If Norvale's supposed to be as prepared as we say, that has got to add at least a win or two, man, to this. So everybody's saying between 6 to 8 wins. That has got to add at least a win or two, and then you can build off that, I would think. But my actual question I was calling about is they're supposed to be testing, I think, 3 times a week. When do we know the results of these tests? Is it going to be an hour before kickoff? Or is there some way that, I don't know if you guys are going to post it to Warchant or is it going to get posted to Twitter or are they going to come out with the injury report? Is it going to say it on there? How are we supposed to know?
Yeah, you probably won't know until game time. They're going to test on Friday. The third test is going to be on Friday. And that test is going to be done by an independent agency. And then they're going to give the results to the schools in the ACC. And the coaches for each team will find out like Saturday morning at the latest. But yeah, things could change dramatically from a Friday morning to a Saturday morning. And but yeah, I don't think unless a game is canceled, we probably won't know anything until we see who's not on the field or who's not dressed out, because they're being real careful about even the schools that are giving numbers are not identifying who's out with COVID. So it's going to be one of those things when you see a guy on the sideline not dressed out, people are just going to assume if he doesn't have a cast on or he's not on crutches, I think people are going to assume maybe he's got coronavirus
He wouldn't even be there, Ira, right? I would assume they're going to quarantine. So we're not, because of HIPAA, we're never going to know. They're never going to have names. Now you can go ahead and speculate and guess, but I think that's one before the game. And Ira, you'll have your binoculars out, obviously, and be able to check everybody out. So we'll provide on the list on Warchant, who players that may not be there. But yeah, it's just going to be, we're not going to know probably an hour or two before kickoff.
And I would think whoever's on the roster, but not on the sideline, because they're not going to have somebody that tested positive for COVID standing on the sideline.
That's true for sure.
Whoever's not there, we're going to assume, and it's our right because they won't tell us, they have COVID. Anybody that's on the roster but not on the sideline has COVID.
Or if they've been contacted, or
they could be quarantined. The other thing is, the other challenge is,
that's what I meant. Yeah, they are out because of COVID, whether they have it or they're being quarantined. Yeah.
But the other challenge is, a lot of times guys will wear like sweatsuits on the sidelines or hoodies. So sometimes it can be challenging. We'll definitely be diligently looking to
You're
see
up
if
to
we
the
can find
challenge,
people.
Howard. You can do it.
Yeah, you can do it. That's all you're there for.
That's crazy how they can put flu on the injury report, but you can't put COVID.
Yeah, well, right, or hamstring. Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, I mean, it's medical, but
yeah.
Well, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think the offense is going to struggle. But when I hear Jeff Sims may be the starter, Florida State always struggle with a mobile quarterback. I think it may come down to a field goal, guys. A little 2017 action.
Wow.
Oh boy,
Ooh, a little too close for comfort there, Drew.
You confident in Moultrie, Georgia's Ryan Fitzgerald if he's the guy?
Hey, I think he set the record for longest field goal in the state of Georgia. I think his senior season or junior season, was it?
I think so.
Yeah, and he also set the record for most 50-yard field goals in a season. So he's got a leg for sure, but we'll see how he does in front of whatever 17,000 fans.
All right, Drew, we appreciate the call, man.
What?
I appreciate it, everybody. I appreciate it.
James B.
Thanks, Drew. Appreciate
Thanks,
it,
man.
buddy.
Take care, man.
That's right. That is right.
James B.
What is? I am like James. James, James? You want the horn, right, James?
Yeah, he's horn game. He's horn game.
Get the horn, man.
Dude, let's the four of us go to recess tonight with all this money. Let's just go. Let's go. Just make it rain everywhere.
Gene, call YouTube and say we want it all in singles.
Yep.
Please don't go down that.
Go to recess.
Get us in trouble,
swim trunks.
I guess Kim's not watching, huh?
No,
James, thanks so much, James. You're the man.
Thank you very much, James. That's awesome.
Redbeard,
another one, man.
Redbeard, man, what's going on?
These people.
Welcome to the party. This is what happens, everybody. He's got to I can't remember the last time I've been so excited about the start of the season. Is it just me? Go Noles.
It's not just you.
You're more excited now than you were for 18? I'm curious to know that.
I definitely am, and it's not because of I'm more excited, though I think they're going to be much better than they were in 18. But just literally like a month ago, I was like, when am I going to get to watch college football again? This is what I do. This is our living. This is what we get paid to do. This is what we love to do. In a month ago, I was like, there's no chance I'm doing it. There's no chance I'm doing it till when? February? They're going to have some stupid Valentine's Day game. Like, that's what I thought at the time in August, if they were going to have one at all. And now we're 22 hours away from watching a college football game, a Florida State football game. So I'm just thankful, man. I'm just grateful that we're getting to watch a game. So I am really excited. I'm genuinely excited to watch that game tomorrow.
But I think fans are. I think people are rightfully excited about this team too, not just because every year people are excited, but I think there's tangible reasons to be excited. Aslan, I think 2018, man, people were hopeful. I don't think that there was as much tangible reason to think that they were going to do a good job. I mean, it just,
Oh, no, man. Everyone thought it was such good vibes and good feelings. Everybody was happy. Everybody liked this guy. Last guy was grumpy. This guy's
hopeful.
Yeah.
Hopeful.
There's a different vibe here.
They were hopeful.
I totally agree with this. It's I think a lot of it, like Corey said, man, I really didn't know if we're going to have football a few months ago. Even a couple of weeks ago, I still wasn't sure about it. Now we're definitely having football, hopefully an entire season. So I think it's just to have a fall with our usual tradition to be back, I think is great. I think that's what a lot of the fans are excited about.
Now that perspective will change as soon as there's a 3-and-out or a terrible interception or the defense gives up a 70-yard drive in 5 plays. All that will change, but right now that perspective is just grateful and thankful that we get to watch.
All right. Tay Miller's back. Tay, what are you doing, man?
Hey, come on, that's my dog.
Pace yourself. It's a long season, man.
In front of the two, I love the picture too. In front of the two best defensive players in FSU history.
Awesome avatar.
Yeah, that's a really good picture. That's a really good avatar.
Ooh, like
total yards prediction
for Florida State.
438.
I'll say 411.
I had 450. We go over.
Aslan, what did you say?
438. It's like Price is Right. Don't
451.
Oh, I can't go over.
451.
1 yard.
Four, not 1 yard. I'm going 451.
Oh man.
The best on Price is Right.
I hated that. I love the expression. The guy that goes $1 over the last bidder. You just want to reach over there and throttle him.
Yeah.
But even better than that is when somebody's just an idiot and they bet like $200 over the highest bid. It's like, what? Have you ever watched this show?
You know how it's played.
Let's grab a phone call here. They've been hanging out with you for a good bit. We do appreciate it. Welcome on into the warchant.com happy hour. Thanks for hanging in there. Who's this and where are you calling us from?
Hey, gentlemen, this is Rainey from Alabama.
Randy, whereabouts in the Yellowhammer State, Randy?
Rainey. It's Robert Rainey, Titus, Alabama.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Robert Rainey, our man. He made it rain a few minutes ago. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Robert.
That's it, guys. I really don't have a question. I just wanted to call in and thank you guys for keeping us so entertained through these hard times that we're going through. And we're just ready for cleats on the field. We're just ready for football.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's right.
Absolutely.
What are you doing for the game tomorrow? What's the plan? What's the plan of attack, Robert?
So Dad played 68 to 71 under Coach Pete.
Nice.
Awesome.
And the sad thing this year is we won't have the varsity club golf tournament. So that's always been a treat at the beginning of every season, is to go down there and listen to all the old teammates tell stories. And there are some good ones.
Yeah.
I bet.
With Coach Pete, always getting his words mixed up. One thing and especially through these times, is we're all in this together, and don't you forget it. Or don't you remember it? Excuse me.
Don't you remember
words? Yeah. But
That's a good one.
I bet your dad must have some amazing stories.
oh yeah, he was a linebacker under Parcells.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Glad to be in here. Glad a cup of coffee. Good times.
Oh yeah. But we appreciate everything you do, and we're looking forward to Corey's wig.
Hey,
I've already bought it. Aslan and I have already seen it. I think it's going to be a big hit.
What's it like being a Florida State fan in Alabama? Is it tough?
It's pretty tough. It is tough, but there is some diehard fans in Alabama.
Yeah.
Well,
I was going to say there's a lot of
2013 season.
yeah, and there's a lot of connections between Florida State and Alabama. Yeah.
All right, Robert.
Yeah, 2013. Well, we appreciate it.
No,
guys.
I'm sorry. Hey, I feel like I just cut you off there. I didn't mean to cut you off. You're about to say something, Robert. Finish your thought. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm terrible at this. I'm not a good air traffic controller.
No, you're fine. No, we're looking forward to getting a call from Dad at every commercial saying what we need to do on defense.
All
right.
right.
There you go.
Right. Absolutely.
All right. Well, run over to Warchant and share that wisdom with us. Keep us grounded. We get a little bit crazy during game days on the Travel Council. So give us Dad's wisdom to keep us calm.
Will do. Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Robert.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much.
So, Corey, do you have a favorite Peterson expression?
I think it's it's either the one about the Super Bowl, like we only got one word. There's only one word we're thinking about this year, Super Bowl, or line up alphabetically by height.
Yeah, the one you guys pair up in groups of 3, then line up in a circle.
Lining up in a circle, line up alphabetically by height.
Like NFL Films did like a whole thing on him. It was pretty interesting. I mean, just all of his crazy, I guess, malapropisms, but then also he was really, way ahead of his time, obviously, offensively.
Yeah, he was obviously a bright guy, just like Yogi Berra was obviously a very bright guy. At least could play. He managed, but he said some of the dumbest things that have ever been uttered. So, my dad's favorite for Yogi Berra was he went to a pizza place. And they only sold them in total pot, they only sold pies. They didn't sell single slices. And how many slices do you want? He's like, well, I'm not that hungry. She's like, well, we can cut it up into 4 or 6. And he goes, well, since I'm not that hungry, just cut it up into 4. But it's still the same piece. It's still the same piece of pizza. It's still the same pie. Or when you come to a fork in the road, take it.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good
I've been waiting for 14
wisdom.
minutes. We'll bring him on here into the show now. Welcome on into the warchant.com happy hour. Thanks for calling. Thanks for hanging tight. Appreciate it. Who's this and where are you calling us from?
Hey, how you doing, gentlemen? This is Darren from Beaufort, South Carolina.
Okay.
Nice.
Darren.
Okay.
Greg Jones, right?
So I had
Greg Jones.
Yeah, Greg Jones is actually a legend around here.
I bet.
He should be.
Talk to a lot of the local people, and the first person they bring up is old Diesel Greg. So, but questions that I had for y'all. I was watching one of your podcasts the other day or yesterday, and y'all was talking about some of the greatest calls that y'all have ever heard Gene make, and it started making me. It started reminding me of the old season review feed VHSs that the university used to put out.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if those were still getting produced, and if so, are you able to buy them? My dad had all of them from like 1990 all the way through like 2000.
That's funny, man. I'm in my house in Tallahassee. So we bought this house in 2006, back when there were still some people with VCRs. And from like 1987 to 1995, I got all those videotapes. Like my dad would buy them for me before the season. And I'm looking at them right now. Like Orange ACC Glory and Orange Rewards was the 92 one, the 87 one, the 93 one. I don't think they do season long. Like you go on YouTube, there's one about the 2013 season. I can't remember what it's called, but it's on there. If you just typed in 2013 Florida State highlights, I do not think though, Ira, that they like make highlight. And what would they even be the last couple years?
I want the 2018 one.
Yeah. Head versus brick.
It'd be
brick
about
wall.
3 minutes. We're out.
Yeah, I don't think the university produces those
so.
anymore. What they will do is like occasionally, I don't even know if they do this anymore. Like they would produce like a 30-minute film on like a special game, like when Jimbo beat Urban in 2010. I think they did a tape just on that game. But other than that, no, I don't think they make highlight films anymore, which is too bad because they're all fun.
Well, it seems like something ACC Network could do.
That's unfortunate because I think the 1999 one was the wire to wire.
Yeah.
It just made me think of the Georgia Tech Florida State game between Pete Ward and Joey Hamilton, that back and forth game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was by the way, Darren,
chat about that.
I was going to say we had a war chat about that game.
Yeah.
Whenever that was 3 months ago, we had Mark Richt on specifically to talk about that game. So go on our video, go on our YouTube channel and scroll way down.
No, you don't have. Hey, sorry to cut you off, Corey, but we have that. If you go to our YouTube channel, if you go down, we have stuff. It's specifically down there at the bottom. We have it right under the Wake Up War Chant. There's a whole feed of all of those old war chats we did. Yes, and that game, Georgia Tech, Florida State with Mark Richt is on there. Really good insight from Mark Richt in the game. You'll enjoy it if you haven't seen it.
All right, Darren.
Yeah, I was familiar that y'all were doing those, but yeah, I'll go take a look at it.
All right.
Thanks, man.
I got this one.
Oh, there we go.
Corey's showing you something.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah, I got the Knowles and 90,
that
a blockbuster season. That was because they played in the Blockbuster Bowl. That is now dated.
I've seen all of those. I remember all of those.
I got the ACC Glory and Orange Rewards, and you see the Ward. The Ward is highlighted because of Charlie Ward.
Yeah.
I got the 93 Countdown to Glory. Yeah, man, these were awesome.
Picture, that's classic.
Yeah, oh man, learn how to do this. Yeah, I haven't watched these in 20 years. I don't even know how I could. Can I even watch? Does anybody have a VCR they can learn?
Digitize them.
And then finally, Gene, you'll like this one the best.
Oh my goodness! Yes, I put that one together myself.
The 2002
That's the best one of the bunch. That's the best.
Yeah, this is a good one, man. A lot of good players on this one.
Isn't Leon on that one?
Yeah, Leon and Lorenzo Booker playing against those 5'2" kids out in California.
Yeah, I think the last one that I saw was the 2003 Florida game. I know they did a DVD specifically for that one. That was the last one I was able to buy. So.
And they did one for 2010 when they beat Miami and Florida. They had like a state champs highlight package that they put together that was like 45 minutes long. And then I think it's One Heartbeat is the name of the 2013 one. But other than that, yeah, I don't think they do that kind of stuff anymore, which is too bad because, man, I watched those things to death when I was a kid.
Yeah, same here. And the last question I'll leave y'all with, so I'll leave y'all alone, is which do you think would give you more of a warm and fuzzy for the season? If our offense went out and scored 14 to 17 points for a pitch to shutout, or and the defense picks the shutout, or if our offense explodes for 40 plus, but we give up 28 or so to them?
Ooh.
That's a good question. I lean towards the first one because I trust that Norvell and Dillingham will get it figured out offensively. Well, they'll at least be pretty good. We haven't seen a defense shut anybody out in a game that mattered, and I don't know how long, the 2013. So for them to be dominant, I think for the future of the season and really for the program, but especially this season, would be a much better sign. Because don't we all trust that Norvell and Dillingham will get offense figured out? It's the defense we kind of always worry. We don't know as much about Adam Fuller as we do Dillingham and Norvell, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm 100% agreement with Corey. I mean, offense can be worked out. Defense, man, I've seen teams win Super Bowls with mediocre offenses. So, yeah, I'm all about that, man. If you could shut a team out and then get that spike baseball in there for Fuller, how cool would that be in the first game? So, yeah, I would be down with the dominating defensive performance.
Okay, awesome, guys. Thank you for your time and patience.
Thanks, Darren. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, buddy. I forgot I had this, Gene.
Corey, that's crazy.
That's great. I don't even think I've got that anymore, Corey. Have you got any of the old Warchant newsletters, though?
No, I don't have those.
All right.
Chris Davis, the great Deshaun Platt, the great Deshaun
Chris
Platt.
Davis highlights are the insane. They're better.
Yeah, they're insane. They're better than Peter Warwick. It's amazing how good he was in high school. You're like, oh my god, he's like a faster Peter Warwick.
Didn't quite live up.
Didn't quite live up to that. He's a nice player.
He's a good player.
And he didn't have good quarterbacks throwing him the ball, so that hurt.
Grabbing a call here off the phone line. Thanks for waiting, hanging tight. Appreciate it. Where are you calling us from, and what's your name?
My name is Claude, and I'm calling from the Houston area.
All right.
I want to say go Noles.
That's right.
Claude.
All right, Claude.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm celebrating this year 50 years as a Seminole fan.
Awesome.
Nice.
Oh,
Great. Congrats.
was that golden?
I even have a Seminole blanket with the old symbol on it.
What happened in 1970 that made you a Seminole fan?
Well, I was working in my hometown of Ruskin, Florida at a grocery store, and everybody else, we were eating lunch, and everybody else was ragging on the Noles about how bad a team they were, and that the Gators were just going to mop them up and this, that, and the other. And I said to myself, this team needs some fan support.
Absolutely.
There certainly wasn't any in my hometown.
Right.
And that's when I became a Nole.
All right.
My first year on the campus was 1976. And when I went to register, I was totally lost. And this guy came up, this African-American guy came up, and he helped me to register, and he showed me what buildings the classes were in, and he just went on his way. And it wasn't until later when I was sitting in the bleachers watching them play that Larry Keys had spent over an hour with me.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very cool.
And I don't know if you remember, if you ever heard of they were playing Virginia Tech, and you all know that Virginia Tech always gave Bobby a really hard time. And so we were behind going in halftime. And so Bobby Bowden put Larry Keys to receive the kickoff. So everybody in the stadium took out their keys.
Jangled their keys. I remember that. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, they would jingle their keys every time he got the ball.
To the 10-yard line or what? I mean, that was an emotional moment. And that's what moved the team over, and they went and beat Florida that year for the first time.
Yeah, Larry Key really is kind of one of the forgotten greats in Florida State history. He doesn't get brought up with like even guys from that year like Ron Simmons or Monk or the quarterbacks. He's not quite as well known as he should be, but he was the first great back that Bowden had at Florida State, and was really, really good. And obviously he got guys later on, but Larry Key was a really big part of the early success that Bowden had.
That's right.
Well, thanks, man.
Meant a lot to that team. I have a question for you. I have a couple of questions. First of all, are there going to be more passing yards or running yards in this game tomorrow?
Come on, passing, man. James Blackman Laser Show.
Well, it's probably passing, but man, it would be a great sign if it was rushing.
Yeah, I'd say rather than have more, if they could rush for 200 plus yards, how sweet would
Well,
that be?
now they could run for 110 and throw for 70, and then we're all wondering what in the world are we doing. But yeah, I think it'll probably be passing yards just because of the wide receivers he's got to throw to.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, then. How many receivers are going to be used, do you think?
Ooh.
What do you think, Ira?
The catch passes. How many guys catch passes?
Or just are used in general? Like
4.5, Ira, over under different pass catchers, or 5.5.
Pass catch? I'm gonna say over.
No, but
including backs.
no. Just
including
receivers.
tight ends and running backs, or just wide receivers?
Just receivers.
Just wide receivers.
Yeah, just receivers. I'm
I'll
interested
say
in that.
5.
5 to 6. Yeah,
I'd say I think the over/under's right at 4. Like, is Jordan Young going to catch a pass?
It's gonna be over.
Yeah. Pokey.
That's it. Pokey,
Warren
Keyshawn, Warren, and Tamarian.
Yeah, man, but I think Jordan Young can catch a pass.
He ain't gonna get on the field because that starting trio is just going to be running.
They're going to let him
be a relay into the end zone.
Isn't he a Georgia kid?
He is a Georgia kid, yeah. But
they're going to let him show up the Yellow Jackets.
Wait a minute. We don't think Isaiah Bolden's going to get a catch?
There you go.
Yeah, it could be Isaiah Bolden.
Getting at least one catch at his new position.
So my answer is 4 wide receivers make a catch. I think those 3 are going to be. It's not going to be quite like 2013, where literally they just threw it to 3 receivers the whole season. But I think those 3 are going to be the main 3 all year, as long as they're healthy. And the other guys will just. Well, Pokey's pretty darn good though.
He is.
Oh yeah. Pokey will make a difference. Never mind. Scrap all what I just said. I gotta get another beer.
He's out.
Oh. I got one more story for you.
All right.
In the 85 or 86 game when Pitt came down to play, they were ranked 3 and we were ranked 11. And Hugh Green was in their defense, and he was a monster on the field. I mean, he stood above everybody else he was playing. So what Bobby Bowden did, who was the quarterback? Not Wally Wooden. It was
Jim Jordan.
Pardon?
Jimmy Jordan.
Jimmy Jordan.
For our team, yeah.
He's saying in '85 when they played Pitt, Corey.
They didn't play Pitt in '85.
Early
80. There was 80.
80 and 82, right?
Rick Stockstill was a quarterback one of those years.
Yeah, Rick Stockstill.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, whatever side Hugh Green lined up on, they called the play to the other side.
Yeah.
And so they were interviewing Hugh after the game, and he had said he had never been so exhausted as he was playing in that game against Monroe.
Yeah.
So
that's the funny thing about Coach Bowden is, like, I think Coach Bowden kind of took like a simple approach to football to some degree. I mean, I know he was an innovator, but like he wasn't afraid to just change everything based on one guy or one situation. I think nowadays so many coaches are so tied to their systems. Like Coach Bowden was just about winning that football game. And I think that's an example of it.
Corey, was that the 80 game that we did the Warchant on with Bobby Butler?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the 1980 game. Stockstill was the quarterback for that season.
Yeah, that's another one. If you want to go back and watch, we did a Warchant with Bobby Butler specifically talking about that game. So you can find that on our YouTube channel under the Warchats.
Hey, we appreciate the call. Thanks so much. Enjoy the game tomorrow.
Certainly.
Thank you, man.
That's right. That is right. All right, man. We have hit about the 30 seconds from hitting the hour mark. We got a couple of callers waiting, but post your message on YouTube.
You can call it after the game on the post-game show.
Yeah. Don't forget, tomorrow, 1:30, the pregame show will be right here on Warchant TV on our YouTube channel. From 1:30 takes up the kickoff with Jeff Cameron and Tom Lang, and then about 10 minutes after the game, Gene Williams and Tom Lang will be taking your phone calls and providing their thoughts on the game. All right. Any last thoughts, gentlemen, as we head off into the Mike Norvell era? Ira, are you excited? You're not hopeful. You're excited, or are you hopefully excited?
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I think this is very different from 2 years ago. I don't care what anybody tells you. I think there's a reason people are optimistic. This is a good coaching staff. As long as the players believe what they're doing, and I think they do, I think they're going to play pretty well. I don't think it's not all that complicated. They were very poorly coached the last 2 years.
What?
So I think it's going to be different.
Come on, Ira.
Yeah,
I don't think we have to complicate it all that much.
Yeah, that's probably so. So obviously, folks, I don't know. Redbeard wanted to know, and we're going to answer Redbeard's question because my man brings it.
Yeah.
Financially and emotionally. I don't know if Jeff Sims starting changes anything. I think that's probably better for Florida State just because it's a true freshman making his first start. But he is mobile, and that can cause problems. Not just, hey, he ripped off a 19-yard run, but maybe he spins out of a Kendo sack or 3 and finds a guy downfield because he can't cover people for 8 seconds. So that would give you a little trepidation, I think, having a mobile quarterback like that.
Isn't that the worst? I mean, Florida State's not going to lose, but the worst case scenario would be the guy that Florida State basically ran off comes in as a true freshman and beats Florida State in Doak. I mean, it's a nightmare scenario.
And later on in the year, you lose to Bailey Hockman and Sam Howell. And it's just a marathon of former or almost Florida State quarterbacks.
Not happening. No, not happening.
So when does the post game start, Gene? Tomorrow, the post game.
We're gonna kick it up at 10 minutes after the game. So as soon as Tom Lane gets off his ass, we'll get that thing rolling.
Okay, all right, fair. And also, guys, I don't know if these are hot off the presses. Just email Gene. He can send you a 2002 recruiting class videotape. So it's really good. I do remember watching it and being like, wow, Florida State's back.
I remember for a while we had the combo pack. You could get the recruiting video and the Osceola season preview edition. Remember that? That was we had it cooking.
We're still working on the DVD version of that, Corey. Someday.
Okay, good. But still, you can get the tape, folks. It's just called 1-800-WARCHANT. And operators are on the line, standing by.
Gene, how about you? What are your thoughts heading into the season opener?
Obviously excited as heck about this, just having football like Corey talked about earlier, man. I didn't think this day would come. And I'm trying to hold my excitement for that defense. I've been talking about all the time. I keep looking at that defense, how freaking good that group could be. If they can just be slightly of what we think the potential is, man, it can change the whole dynamic of the season going forward. If they can be as good as they look on paper, it could be a lot of wins this season. It could really propel this program to a lot of positive things in the next few years.
I would ask you, Corey, but you wrote a column over on warchant.com.
Yeah, you can go read it.
Head over there and read that column. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. For
Aslan, what about you, Aslan?
Yeah.
I like a month ago, I'm like, it's going to happen. I just felt that we hit a certain point where everybody sort of made it apparent that come hell or high water, they're going to play football season. So I really haven't been that fearful of them not playing a football season for like the last, 45 days or so about. I think once the football is actually kicked off, it's going to really, really sort of settle in. But yeah, I'm just excited to see a defense that's got so much talent, so much depth, on the front line and on the back end. And just hope to see James Blackman just play a good, solid game. Just put together 4 quarters and just win. I mean, again, just win, baby. Just win on Saturday. There's no style points. Win that first game, watch the tape, get better, and then go beat Miami.
Aslan Davis, just win.
That's right.
Just win, baby.
All right, thanks again, everybody, for watching. A shout out to Brian, Tay, James, Robert, Blevins, Fiddle Griddle, Ray Pereira, Redbeard, everybody for their tips, everybody for their comments, everybody for calling in. And we're done. Thanks, gentlemen. We appreciate it.
See y'all tomorrow. It's game day.
We did it. We made it.